So that's option A is you get to be a full-time judge at Totsuki Academy, or option B, Soma's dad is your personal chef for life.
What is going on, everybody? This is John with my boy Lee, and this is episode 23. Is it episode 23, my friend?
23.
It's episode 23 of the Would Have Talked About It Anyway podcast. Lee, my boy. Sorry for the congested feeling. I've been a little under the weather the last couple of days, but hope you're doing well, man.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Honestly, you're good. You sound perfectly fine.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Dude, I'm gonna start off by saying, man, I I attempted to make a dish the other night. I like prepped to try to make the actual uh, Food Wars dish that we had talked about on the previous
Okay.
episode.
Okay, so for the quick backstory, me and John, well, John recently super got into Food Wars,
I finished
and
it, dude. I finished it.
he finished it. He finished it. I watched it since like when it low key kind of came out, at least in the anime. I just finished rewatching season 4. I still need to watch season 5.
Okay.
But backstory, I'm gonna cook the transforming rice with the with the eggs,
The
and
Gohan
then there's
rice.
like the glistening stuff on the eggs, and you put on top of the rice.
Mm-hmm.
And John's gonna make
Got you, pork
gotcha
roast.
pork, gotcha pork roast.
Yeah,
We both need sake still to finish this out.
yeah. And I
Um,
also need red wine. I didn't realize. I didn't think to add that into the recipe.
we're
Uh, but we on our way. We're on our way
on our way,
to
man.
trying it out. We'll have it cooked and attempt. We'll have our attempts done by
Mm-hmm.
next pod. However,
You know.
I want to say I tried to make some of the potatoes that went with it,
Mm-hmm.
and it like blew up in my face because I like didn't get the heat right, and I have slight PTSD from it, man.
Ooh, from making like the potatoes.
Dude, it like blopped in my face, and like normally I don't have an issue with that because I make sauce all the time, but
Mm-hmm.
like. I had like a big old chunk just like hit me like right upside the face, man. I haven't been the
Uh,
same since.
bro, freaking. Okay, so you're a little scarred by that.
Just a little bit.
At least you're practicing. I'm happy that you're practicing.
Have
I need to practice on my shit. But okay, you said you're like kind of like scarred by it.
just a little
Um,
bit. Just a little
so
bit.
but you bring that up and it kind of goes to my head that so I've been super super. I've been watching Dragon Ball Super lately,
Yeah.
and me and John has been it's kind of rekindled my fire for the love of Dragon Ball Z. And
Mhm.
John has a plethora of wealth when it comes, not or plethora of knowledge, wealth of knowledge
I tend to
of
think
Dragon
that
Ball Z stuff.
I tend to think that other people have way more knowledge than I do, but
You
I've
definitely
watched it
have more
enough
than me.
times. I've definitely okay. To be fair, that might be true, but I
um,
know there are people that have more knowledge than I do, and I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Definitely not. The world's it's really honestly it's one of like a super popular anime and just a series in general. But
Yeah.
there's a theory that I came across on the vast internets,
Okay.
and said theory is John. So, um, okay, first I kind of want to preface that last episode you had your gripe of why they do Gohan dirty, of how much that after Super Saiyan 2 Gohan one-handed Kamehameha,
Yeah.
you're like this guy's badass, he has all the potential in the
Yeah.
world. Everyone even says that he has the potential to be like the strongest dude ever.
Hmm.
Um, that happens, and then boom, you get a little time skip, solid time skip. Gohan's a teenager now, and then he's Saiyan Man, and from like Majin Buu series forward to Super, he's just gotten like weaker and weaker as a character,
Yeah.
and just not as strong. Definitely not the potential of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
Right.
On the internet, the reason they say this
Okay.
is because Gohan has PTSD of
Interesting.
his childhood,
Hmm.
from like when he was training with Piccolo. That motherfucker cut his tail off. I feel like that's the Saiyan equivalent of like getting a circumcision, maybe. I don't know. Um, but Yeah, this is all the things of like that he went through as a child. He fought Frieza as a child, right? He fought Frieza as a child.
He fought Frieza as a child. He actually cracked Frieza's armor.
Hmm. And he's just not like he is half Saiyan, but he is half human. And I feel like deep down inside, like he's not about that life, bro. And he had to go through a lot of shit to become the youngest Super Saiyan at the time, and then the first Super Saiyan 2. So I guess it kind of makes sense that he has PTSD because he had a really crazy childhood, and that's why he kind of became weaker throughout the years. But I don't know, John. What do you think? Do you think that's a valid, kind of a cool theory?
I mean, you could correlate a lot of that to PTSD.
Mm.
It would explain why Gohan does the Ginyu Force's dance moves as the Great Saiyaman.
Oh, damn, that's interesting. Because
I,
like he's kind of like reliving it
because he's
from
like,
his childhood,
because it's just trauma that he hasn't, really dealt with,
and like that's how it seeps out
and
that
that's
he's
how it
kind of
seeps
expressing
out.
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
and that's just
damn,
kind of his like a slight way for him to try to take control.
that's fucking deep.
Yeah.
God damn, keep going. What else?
Um. um. No, but like I think like that's just like one instance where like that like feeling of PTSD could be very common. There's a lot of different things. Sometimes with people with PTSD, they tend to not necessarily like do similar things that got them into that like a situation to where they suffered it.
Hmm.
Um, and there's certain things that they that could have that like that could be a sound. It could be a saying of some sort that
Like a trigger of
like a trigger
like
of
some
some
kind of
sort that
trigger.
like kind of that
Hmm.
just like brings that back. And so like that could explain
In
a lot of.
Gohan's case,
And in Gohan's case, like that could be a lot. Like you know the idea of training could just be the initial trigger because like he like dealt with so much trying to train with Piccolo at like 5.
yeah. How old was he when he went into the hyperbolic time chamber?
He's like 10, 11, something like that.
Damn,
Like
that is some
not
traumatizing
even
shit.
not even a teenager.
Yeah. In Majin Buu, is he in college or in high school in the Majin Buu saga?
Technically, he's in high school
Okay.
because
So he's like a teen.
he's in the same high school as Videl.
Okay.
So technically he's in high school. Um, but even then, like you could see a lot of that like a lot of that trauma. Like he like picks up the similar mentality that he had as a teen. He picks up a similar mentality as a kid, where like when do you remember when during the Cell Saga when Gohan beat Cell the first time before Cell like self destructed himself and Goku had an instant transmission him away to
Yeah, it's King Kai.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember how you remember Gohan's mentality? He's like, oh, like I can take care of this easy. Like, let me go ahead and just kind of play with them for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He had a very similar mentality against Majin Buu, and that could be a defense mechanism for
Mm.
his trauma, and as a kind of a way to kind of like try to like combat that trauma is
For
picking up
him
a
to
similar
like take
mentality.
control, like
Yeah,
I'm above this, I'm stronger.
yeah,
Let me play with them a little bit.
in a way.
Mm.
So like I definitely see it, but like they could have like said something. They could have done some allusion to it. Like
Mhm.
your readers aren't that dumb. Like and for as popular as Dragon Ball as a franchise is, like you could afford a couple of pages to be like, oh, Gohan's got some PTSD or like some trauma with it. Like, you can easily do that. Um, I actually, if I really think about it, it's actually a really good theory, and I would totally be cool with that being canon at some point.
Yeah, if like that's just the reason why he just became so much weaker.
Exactly.
At least it'll give you some within the story, it'll give you some reason to why they did Gohan so dirty.
Yeah, dude, they do him hella dirty, man.
So I was doing within the midst of this like Dragon Ball rabbit hole I kind of
Uh,
went into. I guess honestly though, there Akira Toriyama, just the creator.
mm,
Um, so the Cell Saga happened, right?
right.
Gohan's a badass, and then going into Majin Buu. So first of all, like I kind of mentioned in the last podcast, he's already kind of tired
Hmm.
because he wanted to end it in Cell Saga,
Right.
or he didn't know he wanted to end it in the
That
Frieza
Frieza
Saga,
saga.
and now he has to keep doing it. Um, so Cell Saga, Gohan's a badass, and Majin Buu. So like the thought of it was that Gohan was gonna be the main character
Hmm.
and like kind of etch out Goku.
Hmm.
Um, but when he was writing Gohan, he just didn't, he was getting over it. He was pretty much giving like Goku traits into like Gohan. And he
Hmm.
was like, I might as well just write Goku. So like he like kind of threw an audible and gave Gohan a backseat and made Goku the main guy again.
Hmm.
So I feel like that's some, from a writer's perspective and not like story perspective. He was like, man, I don't feel like talking about Gohan anymore. I'm gonna write more about Goku, and he just kind of took a backseat.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's some shit, man.
That's some shit, dude.
Mm-mm-mm.
Dude. But like, dude, like, did you ever see the? I feel like I ask you this every time we talk about Dragon Ball, and I'm probably gonna ask you until you've actually watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the YouTube abridged version of Dragon Ball?
Like one, I don't think I've even, probably just the clips, if I'm being honest. I've never
Bro,
watched the full episodes.
bro, watch it. It's hella funny. It's hella funny, dude. I highly recommend it. But like, even they like poke at the idea that he has that Gohan has PTSD.
Mm.
Um, because like they get to a point where they show like bits and pieces of Gohan training with Piccolo, and
Hmm.
Gohan not being able to dodge, and
Like the
then
rocks.
yeah,
Does Piccolo throw rocks at him?
yeah,
Oh,
and then he I think if I remember correctly, he also uses like key energy at some point.
mm-hmm.
But like Gohan has PTSD over that, and then there's a point during I think it's during the Frieza saga where Gohan steps in front of Piccolo to try to save him,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't dodge, and it like flashes back to Gohan getting hit a bunch of times,
Mm-hmm.
not being able to dodge, so he can't, so he like physically like freezes and can't dodge.
Jeez. Like that's his thing mentally, is he
Yeah,
can't dodge things.
right.
Oh God.
And then like during the Cell Saga when he goes Super Saiyan 2, he actually dodges and like gives like a backhanded joke to Piccolo about it. Um, but like, dude, that even that like little like flashback like little scene would have done a lot to like just like give at least some credence to the idea of PTSD.
Mm.
So like, and I don't, I haven't read the anime. I mean, I haven't read the manga.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the manga does talk about that in some fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be something that you would know because I think you're more of a manga reader than I am.
Just One Piece, honestly.
I mean, but you've read every issue.
Well, just because you gotta keep up, dog. It's the new chapter, man.
Have you
Side
volume?
note: Chapter 1037 was intense. Every chapter is intense.
Damn, bro.
Well, some chapters are intense, but honestly, it's always hype when there's a new chapter. You know what other manga I read when after like the anime was Food Wars.
Okay,
Well, no, because I don't know. I forgot what it was. Because I don't. I feel like because you watch season five, right?
I did
I
watch
feel
season
like
five.
it's. I feel like it's completely caught up. I could be wrong. I don't know if the manga's still going, but
So,
um.
from my understanding, that season five finishes the manga.
Okay, so like they're completely caught up with
Yeah,
stuff. Okay,
like
but I forgot.
the ending to the manga and the ending to the anime is the same.
Oh, okay, cool. Damn, I really need to watch season five. We'll do a review of Shokugeki No Soma once I'm done with season
You
five.
should. You should. I
Um,
do have a question though, with
yeah.
related to that though. Um, I will admit, I went back to start watching Super to enjoy super with you,
Hmm.
and like Gohan can eat, but like Beerus is very picky with food,
I love how Beerus is a foodie. That's
dude.
like my favorite trait of him so far.
Hella. But like, do you think Beerus would have been
Hmm.
like the perfect judge for the Shokugekis?
Phew, that would be the most intense episode because if he didn't like it, everyone would die and the planet would explode.
And then, do you think he'd be a good judge because of that? Like, do you think he'd be like, all right, I need to give like
Mm,
the best dish possible, otherwise we fucked.
I think he would be he would be a good judge in the term of like it would be an interesting like it would just have the tension like
Mm,
if he likes it or not, we'll all die and like the planet will explode, but I don't think he would have like an intricate explanation of why he likes it, because like most of the judges like they'll like break down the science of the food and then like they'll tell you like to the like the littlest detail of like why it's awesome. I feel like Beers is very like just um like surface level, and
mm.
you'd be like, I either like it or I don't like it. If I like it, you're good. If I don't like it, the planet's exploding. I think Whisk would be a like a solid judge
You think Whis would
because
be a really good judge?
yeah, in terms of like more on par with the other Shokugeki judges, where like he'll have like something deep to say and he'd like critique it and like say it in words more
Mm.
properly, I guess, like for a better term. He'd explain it better of why he likes it, and I feel like Whisk is just as much of a foodie as Beerus is, because he would where I'm at in the anime so far, I'm still
Mm.
really early in Super, but he would go back to Earth to eat with Bulma to try like out all the places.
Yeah.
um so I feel like he would have a plethora of knowledge since he's eaten in different planets. So to answer your question, I think Beerus would make a good judge
Okay.
because it would be interesting if the planet would explode or not. But he wouldn't have like good details of like explaining why he likes the food.
Mm.
But I feel like Whisk would have a very elegant way of describing how he likes the food, on par with like the Shokugeki judges.
Damn.
Hmm.
Honestly, I thought he'd be a terrible judge.
Who, Beerus?
Yeah.
Why?
Because like he'd try one bad dish and he'd be like, "Well, fuck you all." Or he'd get to a point where he's tried so many good dishes that like someone will bring a subpar one and he'll think it's trash, and then we're fucked.
Hmm. Yeah, man. That's the thing, man. His switch, it's like he doesn't care. He either likes it or not. It's very surface level.
It is very surface level, but
Hmm.
like I always thought that was kind of interesting. I think Goku would be the worst judge.
Yeah, because he would eat anything.
He'd literally eat anything.
If I was a judge, I would be like Goku, where I'd be like, I like it. I would be like, yeah, it's cool.
No, you
Damn. All
wouldn't.
right.
No, you wouldn't.
You think I would be like, I would critique it?
I think you'd have some critiques.
I
You'd be
feel
like,
like
"Oh, too salty."
you think so. Damn. I feel like it really would have to be like too salty. But I feel like if I feel like for the most part, especially if they're like professional chefs, I feel like it'd be good. Damn. All right. So, what is if you were to cook in a shokugeki? Um, I just finished season 4, and in kind of towards the end, Irina and Soma did their specialty dishes.
Ooh.
Um, what would you consider be your specialty dish, John?
Okay, so you're just asking what my specialty dish would be. You're not asking if I was in a
So
shokugeki.
you know what? No, that's your Beerus is the judge, and then if you fuck up, the whole planet explodes.
Oh well, I mean, let me stop you there. The planet's getting blown up. Like I'm, like
Well, it depends, man. It depends.
I can cook some things, but I'm not at the level where I'm the chef you're gonna be using to fucking save the planet.
Well, you're giving it your best shot. This is gonna be your best shot.
Oh man,
What is your specialty dish that you're giving Beerus so our planet doesn't explode?
oh man, that's a really tough question. I think that is I don't know. That's a really good question.
Mhm.
Lasagna.
Lasagna.
I think I've made that more than any other dish, like repeatedly. is like is yeah a lasagna,
Nice.
and not like a veggie lasagna, like with like a meaty marinara used as
Mm.
your sauce base. You know,
Describe to me real quick how you make your lasagna.
so I make my sauce, family recipe.
Oh, from scratch? You don't use
From
like
scratch.
Prego?
No ragu in this one, man. No ragu, man.
Okay. You
Um,
be like smashing tomatoes and shit?
no. I
Okay.
mean, I can. I've done it before with
Mm.
whole tomatoes,
Hmm.
but no, no.
Okay, so
I'll use like canned like sauce paste and puree.
okay. But special sauce, you got your special sauce.
I got my recipe for sauce. I've got like 5 cheeses,
Mm. All different kinds of cheese?
all different kinds of cheeses.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm hungry.
dude, tell me about it, man. I'm starving. Once we're done recording, I think I'm gonna try to get some ramen. Although I don't know if the time is gonna allow me to get some ramen. But
Damn.
yeah, no. So it's sauce, lasagna pasta noodles, which
Okay.
you can buy at like the store. I've made them from
Hmm.
scratch before, but I usually get kind of lazy to do that, so I just
Hmm.
end up going to the store and buying them myself.
Hmm.
Uh, the 5 different kinds of cheeses. Um, I'm not a fan of putting veggies in mine. Like I really like despise veggie lasagna.
Mm.
Like the second like you give me a lasagna that has carrots in it,
You're mad.
I'm like high key upset.
It
Like
should just be sauce, pasta, and meat
yeah, like, exactly. That's all it
and
should be.
cheese.
And cheese. If you're gonna put a veggie, like it's like a spinach or something that can like
Ooh.
go well with
What
like
about like a
some kind of
mushroom?
base.
Would you get mad if there's a mushroom?
I
I
can
feel like,
tolerate I can tolerate a mushroom, but that's probably about it.
but when you try to get all healthy with it, you're
No,
mad.
dude, I went to fucking Safeway, which is like
Hmm.
Vaughn's or Pavilions.
Yes.
I like I normally never go through the frozen food aisle, but I
Hmm.
wanted to buy frozen broccoli just so I had something, you know.
Hmm.
I found a lasagna that had string beans, corn, and carrots in it, and I was like, "What the hell, Stofers?
Mm.
What is this shit, man?"
I feel like that's more of like a I don't know shit about food, but is that like a casserole at that point?
I mean,
Oh,
they said it was lasagna.
I
They
don't even
said
really know what a casserole is, so I don't know. That
it
just went into my head
casserole
right
is like a
now.
general term
Okay.
for a dish.
Mm.
Like I there's they use I feel like there is at some point like an actual term for what a casserole really means. Like what classifies it as a casserole.
Hmm.
But essentially a casserole is just like a dish that has like like a crusted top.
Word.
Like you can have like everything. You can say anything's a casserole to a certain extent.
Mm. It's very broad.
It's a very broad. It's a very like I feel like white people use it more than anything.
I made my casserole. I made this
It's like,
whatever.
oh yeah, I made the string bean casserole. You know,
I don't that doesn't sound appealing. But you'd make a lasagna,
I
dog.
would
That's
make
your shit.
I'd
That's your
make lasagnas.
specialty.
That's what I feel like that would be my specialty,
Mm.
and I'd be able to manipulate it in different ways depending on if you wanted a little more savory, a
Do
little
you
more sweet, or you know, stuff
do you
like
put it
that.
in an oven?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know shit
What?
about lasagna.
Yo, dude, you have to cook it in an oven.
Mm.
You couldn't avoid an oven. You might be able to get away with like an air fryer,
Okay.
but even then, you're kind of pushing it,
I never cooked lasagna before, so I have no idea. I'm
bro.
assuming so I was correct. You use an oven.
You do use an oven, yes.
Tight. You know
Wait,
what a
wait. Hold on. Wait. I'm afraid to ask this, but like, what is your dish?
my specialty dish?
Yeah, because like,
Okay.
if you didn't like, I'm starting to worry that like, I'm starting to worry here. What would be your signature dish?
So side note before I go into my specialty dish,
Okay.
um, since you're talking about lasagna, one of my favorite Little Wayne lines ever is "Real G's move in silence like lasagna." When I first heard that line, you know what I thought he meant? Like real G's move in silence like lasagna, because lasagna is a food, and it doesn't say anything because
bro,
it's quiet
bro.
because it's a food.
You know what? I have a small little gripe with that line because the G's technically not silent.
He was talking about the letter the whole time. That's
I
what.
I
That's why I
I,
didn't know.
I know I know exactly. Like it like
What do
if
you mean? It is silent. Lasagna. What part of the? Where do you hear a G in that?
it's not lasagna.
Lasagna.
Yeah, but it's the combination of the G and the N that make that sound. Eh,
Lasagna.
yeah, lasagna. It's the G N combination that makes that sound. So it's like in Spanish how you have the N that has
The
the last
enye.
the enye.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Italian version of the enye.
The G and
Yeah,
the
the
N.
GN combination.
I don't even know how to spell lasagna. I know there's a G in there somewhere.
It's
And
L
real
A
G's move in silence like it, dog.
it's LASAGNA.
Ooh, damn. All
So
right.
so they don't really move in silence like lasagna, but it's a hella good line. It's a hella good line. I when I hear it, I don't it like it bothers me just a little
It
bit, but
just
not like
it
enough
irks you
to
just a little
yeah.
when you have to get that out. You're like, well,
I I
technically,
have to I
it's
have to
not
I
really
have to tell
silent.
someone in my lifetime. I have to tell
Damn.
someone in my lifetime that it's not actually a silent G. But I'm not gonna go out and tell everybody, hey. Well, I mean, if anybody, whoever listens to this podcast is gonna know, obviously now. But if you catch me on the street, I'm not gonna continue to say it. I just needed to
No,
get it out there at least once because it was gonna
but
drive me mad,
damn, I brought up a fire in you that I never knew, dog. That's
bro.
hilarious. Okay, well, thank you for that, John.
So, getting back on track, getting
so
back on
my
topic.
so my
What is
specialty
your
dish.
specialty dish?
Um,
And is the planet fucking blowing up after Beerus tastes this dish?
it depends on his mood, man. If he's a if he wanted if beer like okay, like let's say Beerus just trained. He just trained. He's really he doesn't really train much because he's the god of destruction.
Hmm.
Okay. He wasn't training. He just got off like a good sparring match with Goku and Vegeta, right? And then Whisk is like, oh, you need something healthy to eat. Here I come with brown rice, breast chicken, and some broccoli. That's like my main shit, dog. That's the main shit I could cook. That's all I really cook.
Wait, that's all you cook?
I mean, okay, I could
And
um
hold on. Does this include like substitutions? Like, can you substitute chicken for like salmon?
yeah, so like I might do like salmon, maybe like a steak. Um
But it's always including rice and broccoli.
or brown rice and then like the broccoli could be substituted with like another kind of vegetable. Maybe I'll do like asparagus one day or maybe do like a sometimes I do like sweet potatoes.
Okay.
Um but
Maybe like a
it's
yam.
real it's my main shit is protein, some kind of vegetable and then like some brown rice and that's my basic cooking skills. I could make pasta like a spaghetti.
But are you talking about like just tearing the bag open, putting it in some water, waiting until it's
Yeah,
cooked?
yeah.
When was the last
Very
time? When was the last time you cooked something off of a recipe?
fucking never. I don't know. I like help like make pancit sometimes. Or no, I made adobo. Um that's not really like a recipe. Well, I guess it's a recipe because you do the whole shit. I
Yeah.
really need to expand my cooking horizons, John. I really, really do. That's why the next time I'm going to um so when you say cook with a recipe,
Uh,
it's gonna be the transforming
ooh,
Fukugeki Gohan with the egg from I'm gonna see how that goes. I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna show it to you.
bro,
See how
dude,
that goes.
dude. Next week's pod, like our like thumbnail is just gonna be our dishes, man.
Hmm. Hopefully, it's not gonna look the same. It's gonna look so bad. I'm
It's
gonna
gonna.
try my best.
I might use Benjamin Babish's photo of it because might be bad. But the reason why I ask if you've ever cooked with a recipe before
Hmm.
is like I like cooking was like the big thing I picked up during the pandemic.
Hmm.
You know, I started venturing out on recipes, like trying different styles of dishes, things of the like. I watched Food Wars,
Hmm.
and like that like doubled in like desire to want to cook better dishes and all that. Has Food Wars like gotten you to a point where you're like, you know what? I want to expand my horizons. I want to be able to cook different
Definitely, dog.
dishes, man.
100%, 1000%. I was watching Food Wars yesterday, and I
Mm.
was eating top ramen, and I was like, man, I need to get my fucking shit together.
Dude, I will tell you. When I've watched the first couple episodes, I like had like top ramen made because I was like lazy and like you know
Hmm.
miss me with effort sometimes.
Hmm.
I literally paused, made myself an egg just to like give it some like
you're like,
spice,
you're like, I need to do something
I
with
need
my
I
life.
need
I
to
need to
like step
cook
it up at least just a
something better.
little bit.
Yeah, bro. No, that's facts. Like, Shokugeki no Soma, Food Wars, definitely inspires me to cook better. Because you watch it and you're like, damn, I want to eat that. And like, they kind of like when you see them cook and like how they do it, you're like, damn, I want to do that. I want to
Yeah,
cook the things that, even like if it's not the same dishes, you just want to learn how to cook better in general
dude,
when you watch
exactly,
it.
exactly.
100% would definitely want to. So we'll see, man. This week when we freaking when we cook our dishes, we'll see how it goes out. I feel honestly, I hope it creates the habit of learning more things to cook, so I could have a cool repertoire of things to cook.
Bro, dude, I want to be able to like make a meal, like a different meal every day of the week, and have it be like a different
Oh,
style of food.
okay, okay, I like that. All right, but John, I have another Food Wars question for you.
Sure.
Would you rather be a full-time judge for all of the shokugekis in Totsuki Academy of Food Wars?
Hmm.
So all of the shokugekis, especially after season 4, where like Soma was all like, anybody could challenge me for the first seat, and like everybody shokugekis for everything. You'd be a judge for all of that. You get to try all the awesome food. So that's option A, is you get to be a full-time judge at Totsuki Academy, or option B, Soma's dad is your personal chef for life. Jorichiro Soma, I think.
Joichido?
Yeah, there you go. Jorichiro's your full. I know I fucked up his name. You know what
Bro.
his name kind of sounds like? Is a Walls of Jericho.
Oh,
I
dude,
think
dude, the
I
walls
think
of Jericho.
Chris Jericho. Um,
Honestly, I will tell you, the first time I ever watched Food Wars, I thought of Jericho every
did
time.
you? Yeah, he low key kind of looks like Chris Jericho.
They've got similar hair,
It's the hair. Yeah, I was gonna say it's the hair.
but like
Um,
early Jericho. Like I don't know if you've ever seen a photo of Chris Jericho now, but his hair
yeah,
looks
no,
like
no,
that.
early Chris Jericho, because Chris Jericho now has hair like us, where like he kind of
It's kind of
a
short.
little,
Yeah,
is a little short, like long hair Chris
yeah.
Jericho. But besides that, so which what would you rather be? Would you rather full time judge, or Soma's dad be your full time personal chef?
So what you're asking me is would I rather have a bunch of kids cook for me at random times, so I can go a while without a shokugeki to judge. And even then, it'd be some mid level fucking dishes. Or have fucking Joichiro as my personal chef. Fucking, fucking former number 2 on the Elite 10. You know, someone that was at one point the best chef at the school. Someone
Mm-hmm.
so good that he got bored with regular classes, that he went to outside competitions and dominated outside competitions. Probably
He's
would
really
have
good.
probably would have won the blue competition had he entered it.
I really love his backstory.
Yeah,
It's a solid backstory.
really solid backstory. But you're telling me I can have that, or I can taste some punk ass kids cooking.
They're not all punk ass kids,
I mean,
man.
they're not, but I'm just
They're all really a lot of the top 10 people are really good, and especially after season 4, where there's always a lot of shokugekis, you get to try them and they're getting better, dog. There's a lot of food. There's the shokugeki over here,
you know what?
shokugeki over there.
You can enjoy the fruits of their labor. I'm gonna hang out with Joichiro. have him be my personal chef. And then when Soma comes to visit, Soma can cook with him, or Soma could give him a
Yeah.
break. But I'm going with I'm going with Joyshiro because I know it's gonna be good every time I have a dish. And even if I have to slave through the random like really bad dish that he cooks,
Uh-huh.
like at least it's only like one, and I get like a bunch of really good dishes like after that.
Mm.
Like I would worry that like with dealing with all the shokugekis that like I'm getting a bunch of mid-level dishes. And like
Okay, you would. I feel like you would get mid-level dishes.
but would you get a
You would
dish
get
better than what Joichiro can make?
eventually, eventually, because I feel like, let's say, like if Soma and Arena did hella shokugekis together, you get to eat their food all the time, and then they're getting like
Bro,
constantly better, and
bro
I feel like they're gonna surpass Jorichiro,
Joichiro, yeah.
especially those two. Those two. Then like you could eat like team shokugekis too, like the Aldini brothers when they go against people, and like sometimes it's not just students too. Like people come and visit from like other places of the world to do it.
Fair.
You might get alumni shokugekis, dog. There's a, it's not just mid-level students. You will get those. I admit, I didn't think about that. But as much of the mid-level people, I feel like you could witness greatness of the newcomers that are coming up with their super cool dishes.
I hear you. I hear you.
But Yorichiros, that's like saying, would you rather um play with Michael Jordan, or would you rather have the infinite draft picks from 20 from like now till freaking forever, I guess. Loki,
That's
right? Is
not a
that a
bad
bad
argument.
analogy? No, it's not like that.
Because
Okay.
I'd rather have
Do a better analogy.
the infinite draft picks.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Because if you're there in Totsuki Academy the entire time, you have infinite draft picks of like the better food.
Yeah, but
You
then
know
you
what
have
I'm
to deal
saying?
with the different eras of like bad cooking.
I guess the basketball is a bad analogy. But yeah, I don't
Because
know.
you're gonna go through
I would
years where there's like, okay, well let's stick with the basketball analogy.
like you'll have your Anthony Bennett drafts.
You'll have your 2011 drafts where Michael Kidd Gilchrist, no, not Michael Kidd Gilchrist, Michael Carter Williams is your best player in the draft.
Wasn't Klay Thompson in that draft?
Was Klay Thompson in that draft?
I don't know.
Or
Well,
was
I
he?
get
Was
your
he?
point. I get your point. I get your point. That's besides the point. The where it's like, if I was the judge at Toski, there'd be some years where it's like, these kids ain't that great.
Yeah, and I think I said I'd rather have the infinite amount of draft picks. That's not true. I'd rather have Jordan. Jordan's
Now
the
that you
goat.
think about it.
Now that I think about it, Jordan's the goat. Why not have the goat all the time? Like, why
Yeah.
not have Joichiro be your chef like all the time?
What would you want him to cook for you?
Dude, it doesn't matter what he'd cook me.
Just whatever. Like right now.
He
Like
he
right
would
now.
he would get to a point that like he would know what I'd want, and he'd cook it better than anyone.
I feel you. I feel you.
And like I wouldn't even care if he got creative, because he'd know what my palate would be, and he'd know how to like make my palate better.
If if you were a judge, you could get to eat Megumi Kun's food a little more often.
Oh man, dude. Why'd you take me with the Megumi Kun, man? We are a Megumi Kun stan
Yeah, we love
podcast,
Megumi.
man. Dude,
We
you
love
need to watch season 5, man.
I do. I
At least
do.
watch the first. At least watch like the first like 5 or 6 episodes, just until
Oh,
just because they do her some justice.
that's good. I love Megumi Kun. I think I'll probably knock it out this weekend,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about it.
And then
Okay.
and then they disappoint you again. So just get your just be mindful of that.
All right.
But I do have to ask. Um, you know, finishing Food Wars, the one thing that is very apparent
Mm-hmm.
is there's a lot of fan service in this show.
No, wait, what's that?
Fan service?
I'm kidding. I know. There's a lot of boobs in this show.
Dude, there's just a lot of like clothes like just like getting destroyed.
How do you
Like
feel of the what's it called?
the gift,
Uh yeah, the gift where like I love this so much and it radiates, especially season 4 when Irina's dad has the gift and then everyone's clothes explode.
dude. Okay, there in season 5,
Oh,
there's
spoilers.
dude,
Spoilers. Stop. Don't say anything. Don't
bro,
say anything. Don't say anything.
dude.
Don't
You
say
need to
anything.
watch
Don't say
it.
anything.
Wait, but you
Don't say
read that.
anything.
You read the manga, so you should know.
No, I didn't. I didn't. Well, like I didn't read to that part. Like I probably stopped at season 3, then read season 4 stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't go that far.
Wait, I thought you read. I thought you finished the manga.
No, no. I just read up to like after
Killing
like
me,
season 3
bro.
stuff.
You're killing me, small. Okay, finish it. We'll talk.
Mm-hmm.
Next pod will be a review, a finalized review
Of
of it,
Shokugeki No Soma.
and then
Hmm.
then
Oh, and then we could show our food too.
oh yeah, dude,
Yeah, it'll be perfect. It'll be
dude.
perfect. Well, go ahead. What was your question? So fan service.
How do you feel about it? Like, is that are you like cool with it in shows? Like, is this something that like you feel kind of takes away from the
I'm
experience
good.
of a show?
I think it's good. Like, are you saying like if would the show be worse if there were no fan
Would the
service?
show be worse if there's no fan service?
Um, yeah, I think it would. Because like I
Okay,
feel like
if you take all of those moments and you just leave them clothed, like
I feel
you
like
can have all the shots still, but they just keep their clothes.
oh, okay, okay. I get you. I get you. I feel like it's not the same impact, dog. I think the boobs really bring the impact home. The boobs and the abs and the ass all just bring it home.
Okay,
Because
follow
that's
up.
how good. You know why? Because the food's so good, it knocks your socks off. They take that literally in this
Okay,
show.
okay. Follow up question to that. Do
Hmm.
you think it was the right amount? Like, do you think if they added more fan service, it would have been too much?
Uh, I think that's like the appeal. I think there's no such thing as too much fan service for Food Wars. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Because that's why you turn back to it. But like what keeps you there is like the drama of it, of like all of the shokugekis and like the reasons behind it. You're like, oh damn, Arena's dad is trying to take over Totsuki Academy and decide what food is, but I want my creativity of what food is. Like you get wrapped up into like their drama, and then it builds up to them making an awesome dish, and it's so good that I'm naked now.
okay. Have you ever seen an anime that took it too far?
Like too much fan service?
There's too much fan service, and
Uh,
I'll tell you why I asked this question.
mm,
So I will tell you, I just I'm in my 2 week free trial of Crunchyroll.
you're really squeezing out all the anime you could watch.
I'm trying to
The
squeeze out
ad free,
I'm
not
trying
trying
to squeeze
to.
out as much ad free anime as possible.
Hmm.
But because I watched Food Wars,
Hmm.
it kept giving me etchy style anime.
Hmm.
And so I found myself watching, God, was it High School DxD?
Okay.
Fucking hella fan service in that show, dude. Like I swear, I swear, like the female characters spend half of the fucking show naked, dude. Like it's genuinely a thing. And like I got through like half of the first season, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like literally, dude. Like every chance you got, fucking tits just like
Boobs.
everywhere. And they're like fucking high schoolers, so it's not even like you can really like enjoy it.
Like it's weird. It's a
Like
little
it's
weird.
weird.
It's a little weird. It's a
Yeah.
little weird.
So it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, could I feel like it's too much. Like for that show, it's too much. And I remember watching when I watched Kill la Kill,
Hmm.
it like it teetered on too much at times.
Mm. I think with Food Wars,
Mhm.
it's when it's gonna happen. It's never like just fan service like out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's like the drama parts and like everything serious, like it's kind of there. Oh, now that I think of it, there are probably moments where like there's more like fan servicey moments that aren't Shokugekis.
Hmm.
But I feel like for the most part though, you know when it's gonna come. When people eat something and then they're just gonna be like, whoa, this is amazing. So I feel like that makes it kind of like not so bad.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know. Really, Food Wars is really the only anime that I could think of that has a lot of fan service that I've watched. Because really the only thing I ever really watch is
One Piece.
One Piece and Dragon Ball. Well, Dragon Ball Super now. But I really like Food Wars. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't bother me, but I do think if the show didn't have the fan service, I feel like it wouldn't pack as much of a punch that it does.
I think, I'm honestly, in my opinion, I think Food Wars had the right balance of it.
Mm,
Like I think that's part of the reason why I asked you is because I feel like it teetered, like it walked the line that you probably need to have
yeah.
between having like certain levels of fan service and not.
You
I appreciated that they didn't use the whole nose bleeding trope.
Oh yeah, that's a solid anime trope.
Yeah,
Especially shouts out One Piece, Sanji always that always happens to Sanji. I
always
think that happens to Master Roshi too.
it does happen to Master Roshi.
Yeah, it's definitely a trope. But do you think in Food Wars, since you've watched all of it, like the whole thing more recently than I have, um, do you think there are moments that aren't Shokugekis that have like fan service?
Um,
Just like if they're talking or if they're in class, just like moments that aren't Shokugekis, do you think they have fan service in those moments?
I think the closest you get are when there's certain moments where you know Soma will go to like try to take a bath or something, and he'll run
Mm.
into a female classmate, or the female classmate will be in the bath.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like I think like early when Soma first got into the Polu Star dormitory,
Oh, they're like those
he walked
moments.
in on like Megumi Kun taking a bath,
Mm.
and so you can get some fan service there, and then like after they do the like training camp, if you will, at the
Hmm.
resort, and he bumps into Irina in the hallway, and she's in like the like kind of tight like robe, you know.
Yeah, they're like those little moments. But I feel
Yeah,
like it's not that much where
but
it's like
not
so much, you
but
know?
like outside of a Shokugeki, like I don't really like if it's not really cooking, it hardly happens.
Yeah, I feel like that's the good balance of it is where it's like for the most part they really just stick to like the story,
Yeah,
and then you know when the fan service is gonna happen, and you kind of like want to see how like intense they go because you're like, damn, how good is that dish? It's
I
like
will tell you every time that happens, I want to try the dish.
yeah, man. Dude, we'll see if we knock our own socks off when we make
Bro,
our
dude,
dishes.
dude, we'll have photos up. We'll have photos up. You know what? If anyone watches this on YouTube next week, my dish is gonna be my background photo.
Ooh, okay. Okay. My dish will be my background photo too, dog. All right. Damn, we got this. All right.
We got
Well,
this, man.
thanks for tuning in to this one, guys. I hope you guys are hungry now because we both are.
Dude, I'm about to try to see if I can get some ramen at 9 p.m. at night, man.
Damn. All right. Well, Leo, thanks for listening, guys. Love you guys. Peace out.
Take care.